Greetings, humans. Welcome to another episode of Red Seal Roundup here at Red Seal Gaming.
Yeah, episode 11.
Episode 11. Really? We up to 11?
11, yeah.
I'm not. Who's counting anymore?
The Time Warp.
I'm not counting anymore.
Well, it's in the title. I mean,
well, that's why I'm not counting anymore. Phil puts it in the title. Phil's counting.
Hey, there you go.
Well, welcome back to episode. I guess we'll call it episode 11B because we're at the new store.
I actually labeled this in the book the new return.
New return?
Because the other one was like why we were coming back, or we moved, and now this one's like the first
like real one that we're back at the store.
New. It's the new.
It's the new.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Okay. The first thing, first order for business I want to bring up is because apparently I'm very OCD, and if you notice, I am on the correct side of the table.
We're going to call this addressing the scout trooper in the forest because it just stands out and it's just completely obvious.
I went home and there was a level of uncomfortableness that I had during the whole filming, and I realized it was because my right hand wasn't free.
Yeah, on the wrong side. Many of you pointed out that we are on the wrong sides of the table, so it's been corrected.
Yes. First thing my wife said, why are you on the wrong side of the table? What do you mean? I'm not. And then I looked. I think Phil didn't even notice until after.
No, I didn't know. I didn't even notice. I looked at it and I'm like, all right, cool. Episode's done. Look good. The lighting. I was more. Phil mentioned the lighting and stuff, and I'm like friggin' that. And then I'm like, once it was, I think it was Way and Chris
immediately.
Like,
why did you guys switch sides?
Yeah, first thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's been corrected.
Okay, that's been corrected. Number two, we've been instructed by our producer to liven up the place.
Yeah, liven up the void.
Yeah.
In between me and you.
Me being more of a fantasy guy, I brought in some dwarven beer mugs.
Yes.
I brought in my dwarven warhammer, and I brought in my little my infinite dungeon.
The infinite dungeon.
The infinite
I actually own that. I have that home too.
I love this thing.
That thing is probably cool.
Phil was like, "Oh my god, I love it." He actually spent about 20 minutes trying to get the right angle so people could see it working.
You have to stare into it. Like late at night, just stare into it. It's almost like a scrying pool. It's fantastic.
I tried to count how many torches
I could see.
it
just fades off too much. It's
definitely, I had the glasses out and everything. I think I was up to like 180.
Yeah, no, it's infinite.
Probably goes further than that, but I just can't see that far anymore.
Yes, and I brought my Imperial accoutrement. I brought pretty much the stuff from my house that can stay here.
Yep.
So I brought, grandfather and grandson, and my Kool-Aid drinking Royal Guard.
He's
a buy, man. This is like a full. I just got him at New York Comic Con for dirt cheap, and I'm like, he's definitely coming here to studio.
You mentioned Kool-Aid. Not only is he drinking the Kool-Aid, but he looks like the same color as the Kool-Aid.
Oh no, he's
oh yeah,
he's red.
I love that part on the microphone. Anyway, we also have donated pumpkin.
Yes,
from Phil's little girl.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
For the upcoming holidays, and we're gonna have eventually Halloween. We'll have a Halloween episode.
Oh, you want to do a Halloween episode?
Oh, yeah, why not? I'll do the whole.
You want to dress up? You like that?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
Totally. We got to figure that one out.
Oh boy, here we go. Scream mask, nice and easy. I always cop out.
You're Purple Wizard. You should totally do Purple Wizard. But that's a whole.
All right, next, let's move on from the Purple Wizard.
You want to talk about My Hero?
Oh yes, since we have it, we also have that on the table. We have acquired in the store the My Hero Academia collectible card game. It is made by Jasco Games. It uses the Universus system, which also has Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Mega Man, all the fighter type games. The card game plays similar to a
and they're
fighter
all
game.
interchangeable.
They're all interchangeable with each other, which is cool. So there's an established system for it, but this is probably the first time it's really hit like a mainstream thing.
Well, My Hero's, like
everybody in the store.
It's the most popular anime right now. So it's like
and if you
makes
don't
sense.
if you don't watch it, you at least know of it. That's how it is, and it is selling like hotcakes as anticipated. It's been available since last Friday, and we Red Seal have already sold 36 booster boxes in about 3 days.
Now that's a booster box here, that is a starter set.
That's correct. There's also going to be DLCs. They're calling these DLC packs, which are just additional packs, which are, as of this moment, the news I have is they will be arriving in the store in early to mid-November.
Cool. Now, what do you get in the starter deck? I'm obviously 2 decks to play.
Bakugo, and you get Deku. And it is 2 full decks to immediately play out of the box and learn how to play the game. And then some of those cards are actually needed to complete the set. And then the booster boxes contain 24 packs. And I think it's about 180 cards. Is that right, Phil? 180 cards, as I get a nod from Phil. So Phil himself bought what you see there, what you see here, and he pretty much has pretty much completed the set. I think he needs 2 cards, which I'm sure he'll get from the rest of the community in the store. But the game's been pretty popular, so much so that I'm glad I ordered as much as I did when I did, because people were saying that I was nuts. I think we talked about it in the last video.
Yes.
But I did sell half of it in 3 days. So I'm glad that I have another 30-something.
And that also helps you in the sense that on their website it's sold out. So
yes.
The distributor, could you order more from the distributor if you wanted to, or it's sold out?
Which is what I did today. I spoke with my Asmodee rep today. They opened up some more booster box sales to tier A stores, which we are. There was 2 bundles. There was an A and a B. We bought the A tier, and I added to that. And because we're an A tier store, they let us order some more. So I did order another 36 booster boxes for the store.
Well, that's good, especially with Asmodee, not knowing that supply issues.
Who knows?
FFG has supply issues. Asmodee probably doesn't as much.
All I know is that everybody has issues. Even Wizards is having issues. I still can't get Innistrad in the store the way I wanted to. So why not? It's popular. It's moving. It doesn't hurt the store to double dip a little bit more. Keep it on the shelves. If it's on the shelves, it's got a chance to grow. It is first edition printing. There are people that are going to buy it.
Yeah, it actually says that. Phil showed some of the cards, and I was interested. It actually says first edition
it says it on the box.
The card,
it says
too.
It on the box, too. First edition limited. It says first edition limited printing.
That's cool.
So there's going to be people that buy it and stick it in the basement.
Yeah,
stick it on the shelf, and they let it
if the game takes off, then you have first edition printed, and it's got all foils, Phil had showed us some bunch of the foils.
The artwork is straight pulled out of the anime, which is not very original, but it is cost effective, and it does catch the eye.
Remember Star Wars Decipher game? Those were shots just from the movies, slapped onto cards.
The Star Trek card game was the same way.
Yes,
it has just scenes. So it is a little cheaper. It's not original artwork. It's not magic. But it is when people like what they like. It's the card game.
Well, yeah, because you're watching the anime, right?
It's
you want
scene straight from the anime.
Yes. If it was someone else's interpretation of Deku drawn, it would be the same as seeing the animation style. So it makes sense. Yep. That's cool.
Makes sense. And then you have the stat blocks on the cards like always, and then they have a cool foiling process, and the foiling is different based on the rarity. So that's just another little cool item to it. I like the bling. It's not over the top. It's not like super, GX Pokemon over the top. It's also not magic that sometimes will kind of hurt the artwork of the card with the foil across. It gets darker.
Yeah, sometimes regular cards are a little too shiny. I'm like, is that a foil? I'm trying to figure out. Their foil sometimes is very light foil, so it's like, is that card just shiny or is that really a foil? So
I personally have not got a chance to play it yet, but I do have an entire sealed case that I'm actually going to probably open on a daily basis probably on a Discord server. People love watching box openings.
Yeah,
it's something I've always wanted to do because I always watch it. It's like it's like a
break, like when they break.
Dude, it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I can't help it. If it's a set that I'm interested in, somebody's opened a booster box of Magic.
You want to see?
I watch it. Yeah. I want to see the foil.
I don't even collect Star Wars cards, and there's that girl we watch on YouTube that does the breaks of and it's like a piece of
Star Wars cards.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's robe is in this card.
Yeah,
it's like
it's really cool to see.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna open a couple boxes, try to build some hype. People just love to watch that stuff. I've always wanted to do it. That kind of thing.
And you never know, is there going to be, obviously, if a card succeeds, there's always the possibility for a singles market. People want to buy individual cards.
Singles right now are exploding on TCG Player, but
it's limited supply because, yes.
I'm sure it's early. A lot of stores couldn't even sell it yet. So only the A stores had it for the first week. So it's starting to hit more stores over the next coming weeks. So we'll see. I'm hopeful. It looks fun. I'm actually going to try to learn how to play. If I don't sit down with Danny Church sometime this week, he's probably going to kill me. He's been trying to get me to play it for about 3 months.
This guy's got you on the radar.
Because he actually had decks that he'd gotten from a con.
I remember he linked them. Those are spoilers.
Yeah.
Phil didn't want to see spoilers.
But as they say, everybody wants a piece of Dan. So it's and it's not enough Dan to go around. So
spread it to the other Dans.
Yeah, right. Exactly. There's enough Dans. I need some sub Dans. We got to start getting them to fill in. We've already actually started to get orders for the second set.
Yes, which they had announced
almost immediately
before you even got the first set.
And they're doing the same thing. There's going to be an A bundle. I'm getting at least one. I'm going to try to get two.
Do they support with the accessories? Are they doing sleeves, mats, that kind of thing?
The
Not yet.
sleeves were actually out already. They were supported by Dragon Shield.
Oh, really? That's cool.
We had them in store. We had the 3 different varieties of the My Hero card game sleeves, but the Magic players gobbled them up because this particular game was delayed approximately 3 months. So the sleeves, Dragon Shield was on time before, it was supposed to be. They had the sleeves on time, and they just, they have to make their money, so they put them out for sale. And I sold probably about, I don't know, 3 display boxes of each of those sleeves.
Before this even hit the shelves.
Because as it's a popular thing, and the card game players, specifically the Magic players, gobbled up the sleeves.
You want to sleeve your cards with
they want it because they're cool. And
they doing mats?
I'm hoping for new waves. There are mats as part of the wave. We've only gotten limited quantities of each. They're pretty basic. They're just it's Deku Kachan, as I like to call them. Even though he'd probably get pissed that I call him that. And All Might. And they're pretty basic, nothing crazy over the top. It's a good start. We're only getting limited numbers in early. I'm hoping for more sooner.
Cool.
And also, we're not getting those until November, as well as also the OP kits, which is the open play kits. Where
that's cool. They have like in-store support.
And they're going to have judge promos too. So people that are help instructing and teaching people how to play will get a little something.
Cool.
So
that's
it's good. It's looking good. It's nice to be at the beginning of a card game's release that looks like it's going to be popular. The store opened right in the middle of the craziness with Flesh and Blood, and I made a terrible mistake and did not pick up Flesh and Blood because it was a new store. We weren't as liquid as we are now, and I had to make sure that
add another card game to your rotation of things you have to buy.
We were just starting to sell Magic, barely selling Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't know where the store was going, where the interests were. The store was still young. We didn't have a lot of customers. It was like a Flesh and Blood. Never heard of it. The first edition booster box is going for thousands of dollars now.
Yeah, it's exploded. Well, it's good for that
not
game.
Not that I would have had any, because I probably would have just sold them anyway over the counter. So, but to miss something kind of stinks. So
yeah, try and get it.
It's good. It feels good for the community in general to be on the ground floor of something and have it and the hype of it. So it's good. It's what gamers love. Right?
Cool.
We love exclusivity.
Well,
you first editions.
You just want product. Because like if you like a game, you want to be able to go and, hey, I want to buy a pack. And then like when it's completely there's the drought of a game, then it's like, well, I can't play it. What am I going to do? And then you watch people who were lucky enough to get access to a large quantity of it in the early part. Oh, we're playing, and then it's like, all right,
Yeah, and then if it wasn't like, because people come in and like, oh, great game, how's it? Oh, let me try it. Oh, it's fun. Let me borrow your deck. Oh, great, this is a fantastic game. Oh, I'm gonna go buy some. Oh, there's none on the shelf.
Yeah,
Digimon.
Yep.
Right. We'll have another Digimon where it's just not.
Yeah, I mean, I always bring up Star Wars Destiny as the perfect example of
we couldn't get it.
Great game,
driving
that had
everywhere,
no
to find
product.
It.
Yes.
So. Cool. Right, so that's My Hero. That's the table.
Yes.
What else you got?
What else in news? What else is coming down the pipe? We had some small D&D news.
The Nether Deep book.
Yeah, the Call of the Nether Deep's a Critical Role adventure that they announced. It's actually in book form, which is interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know all of. I'm assuming it's in the wilderness.
Well, yeah, it's got. I mean, it says Critical Role on their book, so it's definitely there. Once again, it could be accessed. The story could be accessed and used in any setting you want. Blah blah blah. But it's just interesting that like Critical Role is able to like obviously have that relationship with Wizards enough to put out their own stuff once again, which I kind of find interesting.
It would be stupid for Wizards not to. I mean, it is. One of the most popular things, as we just found out recently in the little Twitch league.
The Twitch league, yeah, they're number one.
They're number one, and I'm not surprised in the least. So.
I mean, that's
I know I watch it.
That's
I know I
an
give them money.
entertainment service. So I mean, they should be making the most money when it comes to like you.
All I'm gonna say is good for them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
all I'm gonna say.
That's awesome.
I never, I'm happy for them. Yeah. Very happy for them because they produce content that I like to watch. Oh, and then we saw. Speaking of, since we're a little bit on Critical Role here, they put out at Comic-Con the intro for the new show.
Yes.
And they also put out a little
like a snippet of them in the bar in the tavern. Like
but they did it like a side by side with the voice actors on the right,
voicing over. Yeah, that was cool.
And it was really cool to see that. I mean, that's always fascinating to me to see that voice coming from a person when you hear their normal voice from watching the show.
Yeah,
and then see them voice the character. I think that's so.
Yeah,
really cool.
There's a separation there a little bit. You're like, that's really his voice. Like you could see they're able to
as a dungeon master. I always try to throw a little voice changing in my NPCs.
A is not B, is not C.
I'm a very low level voice actor, but to see someone at the top of their craft do it,
I mean that's really their job, right?
Really
like
cool.
That's like their.
I love watching guys like when they show like clips from the anime.
Yeah,
like
Matt Mercer's voice change is so crazy because
he's a master.
Like,
he's a master. So skillful. And you can't even tell it's him. Like he could do a voice and you won't know it's him.
No, because if
Like
you
the guy that
close your
does-
eyes, that crossover when they had them on the side by side, it was a little bit like I'm watching the animation and I'm hearing them, and like if I didn't switch back and if you didn't see them in that moment,
you wouldn't even know it was
could
him.
have been anybody really. With like they're really hidden in their.
That's how good they are. So so the Cold Nether Deep is something we'll get in the store, I'm sure.
Yes. And what a side note too, the animation style and quality of that little intro was pretty awesome. Like
I'm very happy with it.
It's
I'm happy with it.
It's fluid enough. It's not like overtly anime where it's like, but it is anime, so it's like that kind of.
It's Americanized for sure, which is not
like Castlevania. I think was the closest I remember. Any of the recent animation styles was similar to what that looks, but like 10 times better. But yeah, so that's coming down the pipe.
Oh, since we're on D&D books, real quick, I want to bring up because we talked about it last week the Fizban's Book of Dragons, the guide.
Yes,
it did get delayed.
It is delayed.
It was supposed to be in the store next Tuesday, but it got delayed. I just heard
both covers.
I just heard from our source. I don't want to mention his name because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned on the show or not. But one of our distributors,
illicit smuggler.
Yeah, it's not really any kind of top secret thing. Obviously, I'm not going to have it, and they're going to ask where is it, and I'm going to be like, it got delayed. So they told me 2 to 3 weeks.
Interesting.
So hopefully they hold up to that.
I've seen some snippets on the internet about the stuff that's going to be in Fizban's about like they're going to really shake up the origins of the worlds of D&D with Fizban's. To the point where
a beginning of a maybe kind of like a multiverse kind of thing.
That there was a thing. They're going into the idea that there was a first world, where Bahamut and Tiamat were competing for the dominance of this world, and then like from there spawned all the other realms of like Greyhawk, like a multiverse feeling,
or like a Big Bang.
Remember,
kind of thing?
Remember in like so a perfect example was in Forgotten Realms 2nd edition on, we learned that the pantheon of gods, Tyr, Baal, Bane, all those, they all served. They were all Ao, superseded by Ao. We're finding out now. Fizban's going to tell us that Ao is like an astral dragon.
Oh,
that can take many forms. The people of Faerun look at him as most people in Faerun don't even know he exists, and the deities themselves just know that it's an overlord power to them. Supposedly, they're going to work that into Fizban's, where it's like it's a dragon. It's like almost a elder ancient dragon spirit of the cosmos, kind of like the Watchers in Marvel, maybe.
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool. And but that's also going to play into things like the beginnings of Dragonlance and like these. Superior entities.
Once they mentioned Fizban, you had to assume that because everybody's waiting for Kryn. They want Dragonlance.
Yes.
So Fizban is mentioned, he is from that actual character is from the Dragonlance storyline. So.
I don't know I wouldn't say Dragonlance is probably closer than most because stepping into the next thing they talked about, the Unearthed Arcanum usually puts out a article through the D&D website, a survey. Check out these new races. What do you think? And most of those new races that they came out with for you to sample were from Star Frontiers, their sci-fi setting. So people are like, that's kind of weird. Like, all right, you're not going to do Star Frontier. I mean, maybe you will do a Star Frontiers. Maybe they're going to do a sci-fi. But it would lend more to Spelljammer in the sense that like you're giving us the multiverse. The idea of all these places can be connected. How do we get to point A to point B? How do you get to Kryn?
And that's where
how do you get to
Spelljammer
Faerun? Spelljammer. But then you have all the races that inhabit the gray space or the negative space in between each realm. So it's like the Gif, the Thri-Kreen. There's the amorphous kind of blob guys that were in there. There's a simian race.
Is there a simian race, really?
Yeah, in the Old Star Frontiers cover, there's like a guy with like wings. He's furry, almost like a winged monkey looking, or like a bat.
I remember seeing that image.
He had the goggles on. It's really cool artwork back in the day.
So 70s, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they talked about taking the survey there and what each of those races get and does in the world. They didn't say what world it is, so that's people are. Why would you be giving us these races?
I think it would be good to do it. We haven't had anything like that in a long time. I mean, even when we started playing, that was old.
Yes,
the whole Star Frontier,
and it was something you had to like. It's not something you did in the first 5 levels anyway. So it's like you had to. That was something you have to get something. I think it should be really geared up for. Hey, I'm level, 14 to 20. What do I do now? My power level is kind of high. Yeah. The regular kobold or even one dragon is kind of like.
We touched on this before. It's the it's like that high end of the game. It's like it's always world shaking events. Otherwise, don't bother me.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So like, it would be funny if the mundane vents are. It's still not world shaking, but now your normal problem is a lot higher on the tier of problematic, where it's just like, the problems of interstellar, interworld sphere travel is.
It's like, the Avengers level threat now. Right?
Yes, without having Galactus there. You know what I mean? Like, but like there's still, I'm dealing with all of, any kind of race that has a certain level of power, like the Githyanki, are a tough race that are in the astral plane, and like something you got to be like, at a certain level, even to deal with the base level Githyanki warrior.
Well,
so
that's when you have to, reach out to the Red Seal and have them take care of it.
Oh, have them come on down, baby. Drop a rock burst on your head. Yeah, so that's interesting. That survey kind of is, all right, where are you going with that? The fact that they mentioned this Nether Deep book, so that's coming. We know Fizban's coming, but there's still kind of that void of where what are they going to give us in between this 5.5?
Which is a lot, which is like 2 years of content.
Which is 2 years.
We'll see.
It's interesting.
It's nice to see stuff coming out this regularly, though.
Yes.
We're looking at how many books in like a 4-month span. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, and we usually get like, 4 books a year, minus like an adventure, like a supplement book that everybody could use. So what else is coming out? We talked about in the Warhammer stuff, the Black Templar box is finally out. You have them in store.
We'll have them in store for sale this Saturday.
And then
people that pre-orders, come in and get it. Come and get it.
Some interesting
Crusaders already have landed.
Miniatures in there. They have kind of that return to the Acolyte miniature, which right now there is no Primaris Scouts.
Nope.
So like that kind of mixture
like
of like
Marine.
I got the naked bicep with my power on my shoulder. That's and cool I'm holding the bolters, kind of interesting.
The new Empress Champion model is amazing.
He's the Albrecht. The
Albrecht is in there as well. Yeah,
interesting model.
Is it
Helbrecht? I think it's Helbrecht. Yeah,
Albrecht
is like an Action Empire general.
And then also the cover is a classic Black Templar. What's the artist? Blanche.
It's a Blanche. I
Blanche
think.
cover. John Blanche.
That's really cool. See that come out. They're announcing the Warzone Octarius. You got getting for pre-orders.
Yeah, we're gonna have Warzone Octarius in store. We're going to have also the new Warhammer Underworld season, Harrow Deep. Which looks like undersea type stuff.
It's actually it's an undersea labyrinth under Olgu, which is the realm of shadow. So like
sea cavern kind of thing?
So like think about it. So each season of Underworld has been a precursor to where they're going with Age of Sigmar. So like Beastgrave and Dire Chasm were the foretellings of, say, like the Kragnos, which is bringing destruction into the new age. Like Age of Sigmar 3 is really bringing destruction into the box because it's always been Stormcast with someone. So we've had chaos, death, and now destruction gets the focus. So Beastgrave was kind of this pathway. The whole palette of the box, it's all oranges and browns, that earthy kind of feel. This Harrow Deep is a complete switch. It's a whole palette of blues and purples, which is different than the greens and that they had with Shadespire, and which was more of like the death and the Necroquake era storyline stuff. So people are hypothesizing because all right, now we're going to Ulgu. You're in the realm of shadow. Is that going to foreshadow things towards the middle or maybe end arcs of where Age of Sigmar is going? Things like Malarian is old Malekith of old. Is he going to? Are they going to bring in like Shadow Elves, the Umbranith they always talk about?
Going to see Deepkin come back, and maybe a revamp of the book.
Yeah, they fit into the whole undersea thing. And then those war bands, which we'll talk about later, is the Warhammer Days coming up. Hopefully we can get some. Hopefully they're going to give us what they did last time. Out of everything GW does, the silhouettes of the war bands that they gave us for the roadmap for Dire Chasm
was like the coolest thing. Yeah.
I mean, they haven't done that for any other game. If you gave me a silhouette for every 40K book that was coming out and I had a guess, I love silhouettes. I'll hypothesize that's what we do. You know what I mean? So the fact that I hope that the new season of Harrow Deep is also foreshadowing for new products for any of the Age of Sigmar stuff coming to the room. Really cool.
I'm checking. Hold on, Warhammer. You mentioned Warhammer Day. I want to give everybody the date. I think it's the 30th.
October 30th is Warhammer Day.
30th of October, and they got the 2 minis.
Yes. But it's going to be the stream. It's probably going to be the stream with the guys probably in their living room. And like everybody complains that those guys, why aren't those guys back in the studio? Like they can't make them studio. They still have to film from the house.
But film from the house. Well, it's just cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we know that. Like where we are now.
But they also opened a giant Warhammer studio. They have their own studio where they're making all the TV shows, and like that has rooms probably for.
You know what it is? When we have a better studio than they do,
I mean,
something's wrong.
I mean, how you can't.
Something's wrong.
There's not a closet at GW headquarters
publicly
with a black
traded
curtain.
company. I think they can get a little better than we get.
Yeah, I mean, just keep the guys. Boys. The guys get to work from home too. I can't blame them. So
yeah.
that's is
well, I guess that's good too. So,
yeah. But yeah, and then the little weird thing with the Warzone Octarius is that they're updating. It's been
the Imperial Guard.
Yeah, the Astra Militarum have gotten, especially Cadia. So everybody was like, Cadia's dead, and they're going to move on. It's going to be, the new Kriegs are going to be the new, but they just put out all new rules for Cadians. So that tells me they're not going away as the miniature prototype or like the miniature face for the Astra Militarum right now. But once again, it makes me worried that they're adding in new rules into a book that either means you're not getting a new Astra Militarum Codex for 4 to 10 years. I mean, with their, how they like doing things, or at the very end of their cycle, or you're going to wind up with 3-4 books to make your one army. Like now I have to reference, what's in Octarius? Oh, let me look at my Astra Militarum book. Oh, let me look at this Warzone.
I know. It's a tough thing. And we were talking about it before the show that I would rather have a mini update than have nothing and wait for the big book.
Yes.
It goes back to I wish they would put books out faster, but they just can't do it.
Apparently. Or is it just being pigeonholing you, like get the app, like pay for the service, pay for Warhammer Plus monthly, it'll all be there in one place. If you want to do the books, you're gonna have to be inconvenienced into.
If they hadn't been doing this for forever, I would absolutely say this was a way to push for the app. But in general, it is cheaper for them if everybody would just get the app.
Digitally at least. But they did so on the flip side of this digitally. All the Age of Sigmar, on every Age of Sigmar page, on every listing for miniatures, you had the War Scrolls. I was there the other day. All the Age of Sigmar War Scrolls are gone from the entire website. So they used to give you that for free. You could be like, oh, what does that unit do? I can click on the.
I didn't know that.
It's all gone. Because I was just looking at Magakin stuff. Everything.
Well, are they in the app as freebies still?
Well, now they're in the app.
But it's still freebies.
Well,
are they still freebies in the app? Because on the website they were free. You just go and you can pull out.
No, the app's free for the time being. Okay. I think you can access because I still have and I haven't joined Warhammer Plus because I'm having a billing problem. So it's on the app and you can look up the units in the War Scroll there. But what happens when I have to start paying and then they're going to take that away? I think they're giving you they're gatekeeping you and you're going to have to pay for that if you want to be able to access the War Scrolls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've taken...
It could just be a breadcrumb to get everybody on the app. The free ones are there, but if you want the deeper stuff, you got to pay.
Yeah. Well, no, the free ones are gone. For all intents and purposes, free is gone.
No, but the free ones are probably still on the app, is what I'm saying, because it is free right now.
Well, yeah, and I think that's only for this initial... I think that's... I mean, every day I click on it, I'm waiting for it not to work, because it says log in or skip. That skip box is going to vanish, and then it's going to be like log in, and I don't have a login.
Okay.
I do want to get it. It's just I'm not. I got a weird issue where I'm still getting billed for the old 40K app, and it won't let me cancel the 40K app
to get the new one.
But it says if you already got that, you can convert your account into Warhammer Plus, and I can't convert it, and I don't want to. Once again, pay for two things and forget. They want you to forget about the old app. You'll still pay for that. It's good. But
that reminds me, it's time for my weekly check of what I'm paying for that I'm not using anymore. So I got to check that out.
Oh yeah, go to your. But anyway, so once again, it's that like if you don't have the app and you're a person who likes books like myself, the idea of having 4 to 5 books, it is what it is. I don't mind. In the end, it's just a little bit harder to really build stuff and be like, all right, what's current, what's new, and then you have FAQs.
The worst part is when you're at the table.
Then you have FAQs.
Then there's an FAQ that you don't remember everything, and you're at the table with 4 books. That sucks.
It'll be really. I'm hoping that the app, when an FAQ is released, what's the time in between the FAQ and the app being updated? Because that's really, to me, if that's updated on point, then the app resource becomes that much more valuable.
Well,
because I don't have to worry about the FAQ.
If they want us to switch to the app, they have to give us the product, not. They promise and promise and promise, and then they give you a little taste, and it doesn't finish.
And it's a big corporation. You should be able to update that information in real time.
The Warhammer Plus, I'm still very positive about it. I still think it's worth it just for the mini alone because I like the mini. But if you don't like the mini, I understand that. But here it is. They said that there was going to be new content every week. Now, when they first said that, everybody was assuming that it would be one of the new anime or animation shows.
And that's been the case.
That's not what's been the case. What it's been is it's like, oh, here's a new animation, and then the next week it's, oh, here's a battle report. And yeah, it's new content, but it feels like they were deceiving us.
Yeah, it's almost like they want you to go to sleep on it, come back in 4 months, and you might have a lot more content.
Which is, I guess, in the end, maybe all these problems will be gone in 3 months.
And it's also devil's advocate. We're used to Netflix, right? So what does Netflix do? Here's a whole season for a $20 million produced show. Binge it in 3 days and wait 3 years for the next season.
Try one usually, right? A Sunday, burn through something.
But like you get used to, we're like locusts, right? We consume Tyranids, eat the whole planet up. Oh, let's get on a ship and let's buy over to the next place.
Get all the biomass we need and leave.
Yeah. So that's my only concern about Tarius. It is cool that they're getting updated. From I don't know fully Astra Militarim's place in the new edition and the rule set, but what I've read, they're buffing the Cadian troops and what they do, because like, how do you make these like weakling? One Primaris should be able to wipe out 10 guardsmen.
Exactly.
So they're definitely upping the what they can do.
That's going to explode.
Should be interesting. I mean, I just like. And then supposedly there's a big update to, they haven't released anything, but I know Tyranid's in that book too as part of that. So I'm hoping they get what they're looking for.
They haven't gotten any love in a long time.
Yes.
And hopefully Eldar gets some love soon too, because they're dated.
I did 2022, the year of chaos is what I've heard. So like a lot of chaos stuff will be coming in.
It's like every other year is the year of chaos as far as I'm concerned.
So it's got all, because the problem with that is it's all got to, like they did it with Marines. It all has to come out at once, because if you give me a drip here, it's kind of like, all right, I could play that, but there's so much in these books that
just like the Marine chapters, you need them all.
You need the core Marines first, right? And then they have to
give you, which they did. They gave us core, they gave us dark, they gave us blood.
You got some peripheral supplemental books after, but
we just got Black Templars, and they also gave us Death Watch.
Yeah, and Dark Angels have been hidden. You can't get that book, right?
No, still on back order. Speaking of limited stuff, amongst his releases is the Citadel Tufts. Citadel Tufts.
They're tough to get, Dan?
They are.
Sorry.
That was Phil's joke, by the way. You stole it. They are literally tough to get. I'm going to get 2 of each.
That's awesome, too.
What am I going to do with that?
If you like grass,
well, it's legal now in most states.
Yes. So don't smoke this shit,
because actually it's probably more valuable right now than grass, because I'm only getting 2 each.
Yeah, it'll probably rip the lining out of your lungs too.
But I'm getting 2 each. What am I going to do with that?
Polypropylene.
That means 4 customers could come in.
Yes.
I have 1,000.
Let's all chip in for tufts, and we each get a tuft.
We get 1 tuft for 1 base. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. Like, why even sell it to us? It's unbelievable.
That is weird, because like if you're only giving stores 2, hold it back till you get the second wave in, because I'm sure there's not like a giant rush for tufts, right? So it's like,
I don't know. It just seems weird.
They are cool though. I gotta say, they are like a great way to enhance a base.
It's fantastic.
But
easy, it's quick. Sticks right on. Boom, done.
Yes. But jumping ahead then, so October 30th is Warhammer Day. They do have 2 miniatures. Once again, people make fun that it's a Primaris Lieutenant. If they say in England. Which is funny, because that's their thing. Like, oh, another Space Marine lieutenant, a lieutenant. But the Soul Blight vampire model is like fantastic. So smart on their part of making like, here's a model that's everybody's just gonna want to run out and get. But that, once again, hopefully that day is a day of road mapping where we're gonna know, because we're getting to the holidays. So what's their kind of outlook for the holiday sales, and then projections for the early part of next year? We're getting close. Because that's pretty much November. If you're looking at when this is getting released, the information we're going to start digesting. So really got 2 months left of the year, and then 2022's here. What's coming? So it'd be interesting to see.
That's crazy, by the way. 2022's here. It's October.
Yeah, well, because we kind of we went into like stasis for 2020. Right, and then like 2021 was like getting back.
It feels like 2 years. Yeah, 3 years of stasis, though.
It is crazy.
I mean, all this is going, the store, all this nonsense, all this craziness, the podcast, the store moving, all during this craziness. So it's like void. It's like, I feel like we're in.
It's called adulting, and it sucks.
I think we're in I feel like we're in a dimensional rift or something.
I've been watching a lot of next gen Star Trek, so I feel like those weird episodes where you're just like,
whoa,
what's going on?
Existential episodes.
Yes.
What is happening?
So yeah, once again, hope we get a ton of new news. We get a bunch of just everything, give us stuff to like chew on for like those 2 months to be like, oh my God, I'm so pumped for next year. And then just recently we just came back from New York Comic Con.
Yes.
Which is really was fun. Interesting year. It was you had to be vaccinated. You had to have proof of vaccination. It was limited. Tickets were sold for each day.
I finally spent more time getting all the information before the one. When we got there, it was relatively easy.
That was ridiculously easy.
We got the wristbands in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I went Sunday when it's Free Kids Day with my family, and it was just as quick. It was.
And then we get inside, and it was busy. But not.
No, I've been there for like the worst days, and I'm like,
you can't move. Your arms are like this, and you can't do anything. Yeah,
it's like
it was not like that at all. We were able to walk around, go wherever we want, see whatever display we wanted to see.
Yeah, mind you, like the big booths weren't there, so you didn't have Funko wasn't there, Sideshow wasn't there, Marvel wasn't there, Midtown Comics. I mean, they're right up the block, and they must have just figured why. Spend all that money to go there, and it's only limited capacity anyway. So,
considering what the risk reward factor is and where they are, why bother? You could just walk the 3 blocks to.
But it was great because a lot of the booths were small companies that need that money, that need that exposure.
Yeah, so they probably steered a lot of money into the right places this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would stopping at those booths more to stop and look and see what those places had to offer than they normally would. Because like the Marvel booth's always crazy. There's like 1,000 people there. They're just throwing products out. They don't care. It's a big corp, you know?
Yeah.
But the little guys, a lot of the artists were there. Not every artist. Artist Alley was kind of, it was.
But we got there late though, so I don't know how busy it was before, right?
Sunday, we were there Sunday, and it was.
Did you go early?
It was. We got there like 11.
No, what time did you get to Artist Alley though?
We went first because we had to wait for. We met David Hopper from Stranger Things, and that was a fun little photo op we took. Once again, behind plexiglass, really kind of like protected for the guest and yourself. It was interesting, but it was fun. We went down the Artist Alley first, and it was hopping down. There was a lot of people, but it was once again, it wasn't like
the wall to wall.
It wasn't like a billiard ball banging around, but yeah, we saw some cool stuff. We saw like they had Ultra Sabers, all the Saber companies were there, Vader's Vault, Ultra Saber, those booths were hopping, a lot of the small vendors selling products, all the old comic guys still there selling all those Silver Age, Golden Age comics.
It's funny, they go every year.
Yeah, I don't know who's buying.
But they're always in there. You always see the lurkers. It's the guys just
I went in, we went in one booth, and I'm looking in this case, and they're graded comics from like the 20s and 30s,
the old action
30s
comics.
and 40s. Yeah, it was like a $55,000 Detective Comics. I'm like, who's going in there and just like, you know what? I'm going in for this today. Like,
I wonder if they sold any. It would be curious.
There was so the grading,
$50,000 on
those gradings are like, from 1 to 100, obviously, and there's points. So like a 9.8 is pretty damn good. And like you get an old comic that survived almost, 80 plus years
there was no protection back
no
then.
Bags and no cardboards, no tape, none of that stuff.
You're right. It was like maybe in somebody's box, like a shoe box or something.
You know what I think? A lot of people would like have stacks of newsprint, and they would stick
in between to keep
and
the moisture
stack
at bay.
them so they're flat, and then the edges would turn yellow, but this thing was protected on the inside.
That's the truth. The fact that they survived.
That's what makes them so. Like if something survives from the 90s, I'm not surprised.
Because everybody does,
it's in vacuum sealed. It's in like a space.
And they printed to oblivion.
True, but there was a like early Superman. It was a 0.5. Wow. So like it wasn't
0.5.
It was a 0.5. It wasn't even a 1. And I couldn't really see that it was like messed up. I didn't have a price. Yeah, but I'm like, it'd be funny. Like, here's a even if it was $8,000 for Superman 0.5, you could say, I got a Superman number 1. Yeah, but mine's a 0.5 at instead of a 9.8. Right. So it was really interesting seeing that old stuff, walking around those booths. What else did they have that was really eye opener?
Eye opener?
The damn fudge. They had this crazy fudge company. We bought fudge on Sunday.
From which one? There was like 3 or 4.
It was the same booth at 3 different spots.
They really all were the same booth?
Yeah. It's like Chessex at Gen Con. There's like 5 of them in the room. But
I didn't realize they were all the same.
It was copper or something. I don't have the name.
And they had all the themed fudge, right? It was all
like Captain, like a Captain America fudge. Yeah. That was insane.
That's always cool.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, they had some other statue companies that aren't Sideshow. There was the one that had the Asian kind of take on like Samurai Batman, the
giant
Joker.
Samurai Batman with the sword.
That was armor. We missed that. That was in the Dragon Ball Z area. And I think
well, our buddy Wei Lin, he took some pictures of it. He noticed that this sword was like chained to the ground specifically because they were afraid someone was going to check it. do a quick hit and run out
I'm
the place.
diving that thing and just like come out at you. Yeah, there was a cool Gundam large statue there. There was a Godzilla, a full size Godzilla over there.
I saw some more pics because a lot of people from the store went.
Yeah.
So on the Discord, they were just slapping pictures up of it.
Yeah, all the stuff they saw, and it was interesting. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I wish it was like that every year.
Yeah, it was because it was busy and it was a fun busy.
It was a fun busy, yeah.
We ran into that guy with the backpack that I've been trying to get. Since,
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yeah, I look up their packs for somebody else, and check those out. If you could,
I saw them originally.
Put the link in the description.
Put the link in the description. I saw them originally at PAX Unplugged, I think 3 years ago now.
Yeah, they've been to every con I've been to in San Diego, even. Yeah,
and the salesman, he's like that typical like sham wow guy.
Yeah,
he's just really good at it, and he makes you just smile while you watch and hear his anecdotes and
he's got the test.
The test where he puts these two giant jugs in the back. You don't even feel them because he puts the
just do the test. If you ever see the booth there, if you're not gonna buy the pack, they're a little pricey, but they're really good.
They're pricey. They're super tactical. They're very tech oriented. It's
and they're modular to all hell.
It's three things that I like. You give me the tactical stuff. You give me the nerd gamer stuff where you can change. The panel on the back has like
there's like
I got the Roy Fokker.
Robotech-esque symbol for Skull Squadron.
Skull Squadron symbol on the back, and then you throw in the fact that it's
modular, it's customizable, and it's tactical. Yeah. I guess those
three things together, it's like, oh my god, this is fantastic.
Yeah, we were kidding around. I'm like, yeah, you should be able to like put bulletproof. He's like, yeah, you could totally put tactical plates in these, and he showed me a spot where you could drop.
He showed you how to put. You could. Yeah, there was a spot. The laptop spot.
Level
you could take it out.
Tactical plates.
He actually has. He gave me a link to go to buy
tactical plates.
It's the tactical plates, and he showed me how to adjust the buckles and the straps so I can use it like a shield.
That's crazy, dude.
It's almost like I'm like Captain America in my backpack.
But it's cool because you can get the ultra-sized backpack with a lot of room. You could just get like the small thin backpack. Then there's just the harness chassis that everything clicks onto.
The one I have is 3-in-1.
Yeah, 3-in-1.
So the harness attaches, and it could be just you could put like a camel water system in the back.
Yeah, the bladder.
Or just a light backpack that you could bring when you go hiking. Then you can attach the full backpack to it. It's the full-on tech.
Hopefully he's at PAX, right?
And then the outer layer is actually that thing's also like a little mini sling bag. Well, you could take it off and just go with it.
You could do like a day pack for like hiking and stuff. Crazy. Really cool system. The guy definitely sells on it.
If you're a gamer or a technophile, right?
Yeah, because you could put everything.
You can put everything in there. And then on top of that, the design of the backpack does not like a lot of backpacks. Oh yeah, we hold a lot of crap, right? Then it comes with these two little flimsy straps that you put on your back, and you got 9,000 pounds on your back.
Yeah, and you feel
it. Here, it's all in one spot. It's great to have, but it's killing you.
Yeah.
Right?
And like his system was based on distributing the weight and comfort. It was comfort
first, so that was great.
Hopefully he's at PAX, and we can interview him at PAX. Like we'll do an RSG interview.
I don't know if he needs a backpack model. I could stand there. I mean, I know I'm not.
Well, then you could bring.
I'm not as attractive as some of the con girls for sure.
No, I'm telling you,
the booth babes. You know, I'm no booth babe.
But you're a booth babe. You're totally a booth babe.
I'm no booth babe, but I will definitely be a practical user.
Yeah, it'd be something to hear him put his spiel on and get everybody see it. They're definitely worth it.
You know what it is? I love a good salesman, right?
Yeah.
I love the guy from Battle Foam. I love this guy from Equilibrium. I mean, the ShamWow guy was popular because he's a ShamWow guy.
Yeah. The other guy is the Flex Seal guy.
The Flex Seal guy, yeah.
But the definitely cool, but they're pricey, so you're paying for the level of quality. But the thing was, every time we saw him anywhere else, he never had product. It was always like, order it and we'll ship it. This is the first time he actually had product at store.
Yeah, so I didn't have to pay shipping.
Yeah, there was giant DHL boxes behind the counter, and he just,
I saved like $100-something in shipping.
Which is cool.
He took some money off because I remembered him from PAX.
And it was the con special they had.
He had the con
50%
special,
off.
and he's like, and I'm spitting out model numbers. He goes, oh, wow, you really do like this stuff. I said, yeah, I've been dreaming about it for 2 years now.
Really cool PAX system. So hopefully we get to PAX, and we'll show that off. It'll be kind of cool. But yeah, for pretty much some cool cosplay. The day we went Thursday is not big on the Saturdays, like the cosplay day.
Some cool cosplay and some New York cosplay.
Well, that's always New York. New York is cosplay. So I mean, if you want to put it down,
New York is cosplay.
But my wife had her friend in from California, and Ruby, and she was going. Ruby. She did all her the classical tour, and like they went to. Not Times Square. They went to Central Park, and they went to the Alice in Wonderland statue.
Okay.
And they're trying to take a picture, and there's a gentleman who decided I'm going to have a conversation with the statue and not get out of the picture. And he was, and
New
I'm
York,
like,
baby,
and I'm like,
it.
welcome to New York, Ruby, because
that's one of the things I love about New York, though, is that eccentric stuff.
Yeah, and that guy's just going to sit there and talk to his inanimate object for the whole time.
Didn't whip anything out.
Yeah. So she took the subway. She was definitely pumped. But so they were there every day, and they were there Saturday, which was like the sold out day. And they said it wasn't that bad. So like, and they're used to Comic-Con where it's like, I watched Jason Momoa walk through San Diego, and it looked like a sea of people, and like he was just
following him,
parting the seas. Somehow he walked the floor, and I've never seen. And we were up high looking down. I wish I had a picture of that. It was insane, but like literally, it's so busy.
She also, your wife has a propensity to run into people.
Like no, she's. I mean,
Comic-Con is one thing. You go there and you expect to see that. But I believe she went to Disney and saw America's ass.
Chris Evans was there when she's like, she always runs into people.
Oh, by the way, here's Chris. How do you do this?
Yeah, and she never knows their names, so it's always like, if I'm there, I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has luck of always bumping into people. But yeah, they were there for every day, and it was, they had
Ruby got to come to the store.
Yes.
Your wife had
yeah.
She had to make a pit stop.
Yeah.
She came running through the store like a bat out of hell and just kind of waved. Everybody ran to the bathroom.
Welcome to the bathroom.
Which was funny. But then Ruby got to see the store. So she was excited.
Yeah. She went back to California, enjoying her time here in the Northeast. And they had tons of fun at the con. So yeah, props to the New York Comic Con. It was definitely fun. But yeah.
I would love to go to the con in San Diego with Ruby and that crew, because she has that excitement for things.
Oh, she just loves it.
Just loves being in the thick of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, once again, you could sleep out in the street there to wait online, and it's like air conditioning. You know, it's 72 degrees all the time in San Diego. There's no rain. Yeah. If I ever say I'm going to be if I ever going to be homeless, I'm just going to somehow get to San Diego and stay there, because it doesn't. You just perfect weather. It never rains. Every time I've been there, I've never seen rain. So put it that way. That's why obviously it's there.
Well, hopefully you continue to not see rain and earthquakes.
Yes. Well, I can't help the earthquakes. That's a whole different thing. But anyway, so that was the New York Comic-Con rundown. It was fun. And PAX is on the horizon. Tickets just went up for sale for PAX.
We should
December 10th through the 12th.
I would love, anybody that's from the store. It would be cool if like a nice little RSG turnout went.
Yeah, meet up. We'll go down there and there's tons of play space to sit down and play games.
Sit down and play some games together. Maybe even meet up afterwards. Do some of the bar hopping. There's plenty of places to eat.
Oh yeah,
we can go to
Reading Market,
Reading Terminal.
Everybody get the Nick's Italian style pork sandwich.
Oh my god, those things are amazing.
Way already linked one of those in the thing, and I'm like, are you there now?
Yeah. Can you bring me home?
Yeah.
one?
He says, you want me to bring home one?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, like 12 of them.
Yeah, no, bring home a dozen.
I'll freeze them and I'll just defrost one every day.
Why not? Right? Yeah. And the donuts.
Yeah.
The Amish donut place.
Yes. Beers.
Is that other little diner we go to that's inside the place?
That's breakfast place, which is an oyster joint.
But they make
seafood. But in the morning, their breakfast is awesome.
They make wicked awesome breakfast.
Awesome.
Almost Bostonian.
But so hopefully the 10th through the 12th, I'm hoping that we're going to find out more about. Are they going to do any kind of
X-Wing tournament?
Well, yeah, just tournaments in general. Like what's going to be their events? Like what is going to be their panels? Is Acquisitions Incorporated going to be there? They've done that every year.
So I don't see why not at this point. I would hope.
I mean, they're affiliated with Penny Arcade and Penny Arcade's PAX.
I didn't see anything about like vaccination requirements or masking requirements.
We're gonna have to wear a mask.
I'm sure.
And I think we're gonna have proof of vaccination.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like New York.
All right.
So that is what it is. I'm hoping they use that Clear.
It was easy.
The Clear app has already got your information scanned.
I got it up and
like,
done. It was easy.
Boom, boom.
Peace of mind, and we were done. Nice and easy.
But and hopefully the vendors show up. Like that's the thing. Like having, I mean, GW was just recently at one of the what was it? They were at Gen Con GW.
Okay.
They had a booth there. So like
Forge World or GW?
No, I don't know if the Forge World's. A lot of times it's one and the same. They'll have the Forge World products, for sale.
Okay.
But they had a booth there at Gen Con, so that's promising. Now FFG wasn't there, Asmodee itself wasn't there, Catan booth wasn't there. So let's hope that it's.
Well, I want to see Chessex. I want to see, all the old school like Gen Con type of.
Yeah, I mean, really for me it was like FF, even though they don't have but AMG, FFG, even Asmodee, the Catan booth.
I would if AMG was there, and maybe some Star Wars stuff.
Well,
maybe see the the new ships that are coming out, maybe some early versions of them.
The Outer Rim box there, so I can do like
the new Outer Rim expansion.
Like, 'cause that's what FFG's got, right? So like, even if it's stuff we already know about, but the fact that they're there, because the last few years we were there, they were doing Marvel Crisis Protocol demos at the tables. They were doing all the demos.
It was good to see some new expansions for Crisis Protocol, some new expansions. Again, the X-Wing ships, the Razor Crest.
Oh, to see it in the glass.
Actually see it in the glass. This is the ship. That would be great.
Whatever.
If they had it for sale, that would be fantastic. I don't think that's going to happen, but
seeing what was at
and then having the X-Wing tournament would be great. You know, all the
X-Wing,
guys
Armada,
in the store
Legion,
would love
all of those games. I hope they're there. They're not really known for like their GW, even though people are playing those kind of war games there.
And just play testing games, which is what the best part about it is.
But once again, is that going to be AMG doing it? Because AMG announced that they are doing Adepticon. They said, we are doing these tournaments. The last tournaments we went to all the years ago, that wasn't FFG. That was like Yeti Games. That was all those secondary gaming companies ran those events in packs for like the system opens and stuff. So will this be the first one for the year or the end of the year that they're going to do it? Or are they going to wait till next year? Like is Adepticon, I think that's like, what is that? I have to look up the date, but it could be mid next year, Adepticon.
Well, just getting some tournament stuff back would be great. That's really I would like to see. Tournament scenes.
Organized play. Like their organized tournament scene for any games. I don't care what it is.
Any organized play. It just helps promote the games. Yes. People get excited about it. I know the X-Wing crew at the store would be ecstatic to have a tournament that they can actually enter and compete with against the high-level players.
And also, what is going to be their rewards for those things? What is AMG going to be like? Hey, you're signing up for this tournament. What are you winning? What old art cards are we going to produce now? Because that's not FFG anymore. What is going to be their swag?
If at all.
Yeah, because we know that the in-store kit, they're going to have like in-store scenarios, the droids that you got the pamphlet for. So that's like maybe their first hint of like, here's a store kit, do these events in store, have people play, here's our rewards. But that's still not a tournament level scenarios and
like spot glosses and stuff like that.
What are they going to do? You know, that was all FFG's umbrella.
Yeah. So let's see the AMG umbrella. Well, have we seen them do anything for Crisis Protocol? I don't know.
That's the other weird thing. So like that's the kind of they don't do anything. They haven't done anything. It's not brand new. My Marvel Crisis. You know, that's they don't have like. You know, I haven't seen their tournament scene. I don't even know if they have a tournament for it. So if you do know about it, put it in the comments below. But I haven't seen any of like their organized events for Marvel.
Okay.
So we'll see. It's a whole new. It's a brand new system for them.
We got time. The tickets just went on sale this past Monday.
And even if it's not there, I don't care because it's going to be super fun and there's going to be tons of things to do. We have a ball there. I mean, I love it.
We always have it's 3 days. It's fun. It's a good weekend.
Yes.
We're gaming. We're playing.
And it's close.
Drinking a little bit.
It's not
eating whatever the hell we want. It's not far. It's only in like just over an hour for us.
Yeah, that's easy. As opposed to 11 hours of Gen Con.
So Pete, that's the other thing. Like, you know, anybody in the store that's thinking about going, that's on the fence, you can easily. I mean, the ticket's not that expensive.
No,
and you can make the drive every day. You don't have to. You don't have to stay.
No,
it's an hour for most people.
And honestly, even the blocks, if you can get a block hotel, it's still cheaper. Especially if you're splitting it with people. Like we split a room between three of us, you know, so like at least the whole cost of the room is not like on one person.
Yeah, it's a good con. It's close.
Yeah.
It's everything that we do at the store.
Yeah.
Too. That's the thing. It's got the board games, it's got the card games, it's got the miniature games, and see new stuff and maybe get into some fun tournaments. Magic, I know they did the mystery booster draft stuff there.
Yes.
The last time they might do that again. Maybe they'll do the convention edition again.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to be their take on it. Is that going to be
again, all stuff that all the gamers, everybody that frequents the store would want to see.
And we should know soon because I gotta say PAX is pretty good with their events calendar and like what you could sign up for, what they're gonna each day is gonna be.
They put it right up early. You could sign up. It's pretty organized.
That should be coming sooner than later. And hopefully we get to go down there with Phil and we could do a whole like maybe we could interview a few people and be like, hey, tell us about your new product.
That would be great. That would be interesting. Yeah, that's something we haven't done yet on the social media side of things. Is the
just be able to like, hey, look, we got
having like an interview process.
Yeah, we got a crowd and they want to know what you guys are doing.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we covered everything that we wanted to talk about this week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anything else crazy going on at the store? What do we got this weekend? We got a friend of the store, Jorge, on Saturday, the 16th.
They're doing the Marvel Crisis demos.
Protocol. He's been playing a while. He has an extensive collection.
You're getting. I did see on the Discord that you said Doctor Strange and Wong are coming back.
Doctor Strange and Wong are back in stock. They will be at the store. Probably. I ordered it today. I'm hoping maybe Saturday, but it's probably going to be Monday.
I'm halfway through What If. and there was just I just watched the Doctor Strange one, and it was awesome. Like, you got to watch those. The animation style is super.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the What If. I've been staying away from a lot of the Marvel stuff. I haven't even watched the Marvel stuff on Netflix.
You could watch What If, and it does nothing for
Not
anything
Netflix,
else.
Disney. What am I saying?
Yeah, but you could watch the Marvel What Ifs. It really has nothing to do with the other shows. So you wouldn't be like, oh, I didn't watch Loki. Is this going to screw anything up?
Okay, so I can watch.
From what I've seen, I mean, if I watch them all, I'll let you know to go back. But the animation style has been awesome. But it's got that feel, like, it gives you that, like, you watch some of those things. It's like it gives you that.
Have you watched all the Star Wars Vision stuff yet?
I have not watched Visions yet. I'm waiting on my son.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, because he's like, don't watch it without me. And then it's like, you gonna watch
on
it?
The Hammerhead?
No, I'm busy.
Listen, Hammerhead. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell right now if he's watching the show or not, because I don't know if he says he watches the show. I don't know if he watches the show.
He says that he was able to scan a water, and that was a big thing.
Okay,
and he wasn't called
Hammerhead. He was. And I gave him a reprieve.
He told me that today. So.
I actually gave him a pass. I said, "We'll not call you a Hammerhead for the next hour."
I got you.
But about 15 minutes later, he did something, and I was like, "Well, now I have to call you a Hammerhead."
Is what it is.
So, I'm gonna leave. You know what? Let's leave him a secret word. What
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead.
I'm sure.
No. Well, he'll guess that one. I want him to guess that one. All right, Lucas, this word's for you. It's potato. If you don't know the password, which is
when you come to work,
potato.
Say potato.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with this hammer and make you a real hammerhead.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. But yeah, well, wait on Visions for that. Actually, speaking of Disney Plus too, we should be getting a Book of Boba Fett trailer very soon.
Okay.
What are we filming this? It's what's today's date? Today's the 13th. We're filming this October, so we're getting really close. It's going to air in December. So like, but then there's a Disney Plus Disney event coming up online for something, and people think that like maybe we'll get the trailer then.
Okay.
There's going to be a whole behind the scenes, the history of Boba Fett's coming up on Disney Plus too. They're going to talk about like Boba Fett as a character and stuff. So hopefully we get a trailer for that really soon.
On the gaming front, I want to mention that a lot of the crew has been playing Destiny 2 on Discord, and people getting sucked into it. But I'm telling you now that if it comes out when it's supposed to, which is in November, the Battlefield 2042 game,
yes,
that a lot of people are going to be jumping on that. I would love nothing better because you could fit so many people on that game.
Yeah,
and crossplay is going to be supported. So most of it's going to be on PC, but if you have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, you can play on the larger battles, which is, I believe,
I don't know what
64,
this is,
64
like 32,
or 128.
32.
I think it's 64 is the larger end. Might even be 128. I don't know. I think it might be 120.
32 and 32.
Yeah, it's just Well, on the consoles, the sizes are small. They can't handle the larger stuff that the PC does. PC Master Race. But
True.
Definitely check your PC specs if you're interested at all. It is a high end game. It's going to require some upgrading. But I really would love to get like an RSG kind of guild thing going on that.
Posse just roll up and
excuse me. It would be fun because Battlefield rolling up with the posse, guys coming in the tank,
you
with
have
the
to
AA
roll
gun,
because you can't
and the chopper, and then the sniper. I mean, there's so many cool things.
Rolling up is like not a term used in Battlefield because it's like, oh, A's here and C's here. So all right, we're gonna get over there.
Yeah, we gotta make our way over to, but we gotta roll in. I mean, you get in vehicle. You don't just hoof it. All right, you grab a bike, you grab a Jeep, you grab a tank, you grab the AA
or
gun.
spawn off someone. That's usually the leapfrog. It's like, I want to come back in. I could spawn off the squad leader.
I just love the group play in that game. You could really roll out with multiple people, multiple squads.
Yeah, and is a little bit. I've heard that it's a little bit of what came out. The beta was the older version. That's why there was only one map, but it was a stress test for their systems and stuff.
Did you see any of the videos?
Yeah, I watched Lucas play. Lucas was playing at home. It looks really cool.
Some guy made a little video clip of it, like a little 2-minute video clip, and he said, "I feel like I'm in a movie." Is what he said, and I watched the clip, and that's exactly what the movie was. I think the clip was called.
Yes,
this game feels like I'm in a movie, and I watched like I don't know, maybe a minute and 37 seconds, whatever it was, but it was freaking.
It's smooth.
Off.
It's smooth. It's got a weird feel on the engine though, but that's just getting used to like playing. It always happens when you've been playing other games on one engine, and you get to the engine, you're like, oh, this feels a little. But like once you play it more, you lose
more
that
fluid or too loose, or then mouse sensitivity, blah blah blah, the whole thing.
Yes,
it's an acclimation, but it looks fun. Battlefield's been one of my favorite shooters to jump into all the time.
Yes.
The music always gets me pumped. The theatrics, the over the top craziness.
Well, that's going to be Portal. The Battlefield Portal is going to be that make 50 defibs against 50 knives. Like that's gonna be really crazy.
It's just stupid.
Like,
fun. All I know is it's a stupid fun. Yes. It's a little to me.
That's almost
like a lot of the Call of Duty stuff and whatever. It gets like super serious. You know,
it is because it's
super elite.
You can't be competitive. You can't be competitive. In Battlefield. No. If you make a living off streaming, right? You can't go off from Battlefield and like spawn and die. It's Call of Duty has become the way for you to showcase your talents on especially in a battle royale system. It comes down to the individual or the group's communication. If you're doing quads like 4 people, it's those guys tight, are it's tough, but it's competitive and like you have to know what you're doing.
Pretty, you know, well, I don't want to say realistic. I mean, it's freaking war. I'm just saying it feels more realistic, whereas Battlefield can be a little
it's not like ejecting.
Battlefiield's more like Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm gonna eject, shoot you with a missile launcher, get back in, and like take off.
It's like really Hollywood stuff. I don't want to say it's fake. It's just it's more Hollywood.
Yes, and I think a game like Warzone has pushed the limits of what can happen in a spawned area because like it's 100+ people in a battle royale, and you're all dropping in.
Battlefield has the ticket system. You die, someone gets you right up, like right there. Yes. The medic could come over and heal you, and you come. Or if you die, you spawn on your teammate.
Yes.
You don't spawn all the way at the beginning.
That game is about trying to hold a position.
Well, that's why it's called Battlefield. And a lot of people don't realize that it's called Battlefield because you have to control the battlefield to win. That's how you win.
Yeah. It's not a battle. It's a battle royale. It's wholly different
Kills help.
system.
There is a ticket system, but it's more about
you're playing tickets. In the end, you're trying not to lose as many tickets as you know and. Kill more tickets on your enemies.
Controlling the battlefield makes them lose more tickets.
Yes.
But it's just fun. All the vehicles, all the weapons, all the craziness.
Yeah,
the healing, the heavy machine guns, the sniper, everything working together.
That is crazy. My cousin said there is no like class system in the sense because anyone could use any gun.
Yes,
kind of in that sense.
They have special abilities.
That's all you're doing. Your class gives you an ability.
But I don't think you're locked into a weapon type.
No, that's
which is
you could change. There's windows where you could drop and change attachments on the fly.
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's really good. So it's like you found something and you want to. You know.
So yeah, definitely cool. I also want to know that that crew is done working on that game, so they can start working on Star Wars Battlefront 3. That's just me. Exactly. My single-mindedness.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from.
No. This motherfucker is. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, right?
I think we hit everything. We talked about what's going on in the store this weekend. We talked about some new stuff that's coming out. We have a new Patreon level coming out. We've been talking with Phil about ideas for giving some more Discord benefits and some more access to some more video content that we're going to be creating. So we're trying to increase our activity there to try to expand that further.
With rewards.
So, with rewards, of course. Speaking of rewards, I didn't tell you yet. I don't know if I told Phil yet, too. I told the guys on Discord last night. I got a delivery from Chessex yesterday.
Something
with the second shipment of the
what do we call it? Generation 2?
Generation, yeah. Those are Gen 1. The Gen 2 RSG dice. So there's Gen 1. Gen 1 RSG dice, which are a hot commodity, by the way. But the Gen 2's second wave has arrived. We got 500 of them.
Whoa.
And a big bag of goodies.
Whoa.
To bring to the store. Probably going to start using them this weekend. Cool. But stuff like that or stuff that we want to do with the Patreon over time. So, keep your ears.
Yeah, we'll announce any other things like that
in YouTube
in episodes.
Watch on Discord. We'll start putting out some updates. Phil's already started doing some Discord rewards. The Legacy members got a new icon.
Yes. I like the Black Seal.
Stuff that I really wasn't into, but you know what? People love that crap. They really do. I mean, I do too. Once he did it, I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't realize how much I wanted it. Yeah, until he did it, I'm like, oh, I like that. Yeah. That's cool. And everybody else was like, oh, I got an icon. People.
That's why you got those generals and they have. What the guy is doing all those medals?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I guess I just never sought that stuff. Yeah. But now that I'm starting to get it, I'm like, I can see the coolness.
Yeah, it's cool. It definitely has little fun perks. But the dice are really cool because that's like something. It's like a tangible.
It's why I had to order. That's why I had to order.
I just realized that Phil put in the perfect on the other side too.
Yeah. Actually, I did that because I'm very OCD. Hence why I'm on the proper side.
It's all 2s and 5s, all 1s and 5s.
I'm on the proper side. On the top is 4s. See that? I'm on the proper side of the table now where I belong. So I am back at home.
I'm on the left.
It's because my right hand needs to go. I can't talk unless my right hand's moving. You want to give me a shut up? Just tell me to sit on my hands. And I guess you. I shut the fuck up. But All right. Well, other than that, everything's good. We'll wrap it up for this week, and
yeah, we'll see you next week.
We'll talk to you guys next week. So never stop gaming.
Keep rolling dice.